Hey guys, welcome back with a new adventure, magical birds of a feather. Let's start. Don't worry, Professor Dumbledore. You came to the right person. You did. I won't let you down. Yeah, please, as always, Hagrid. Please do let me know as soon as you have acquired the item I have requested. Hello, Hagrid. That sounded serious. Is everything alright? There you are, Autumn. You have got perfect timing, if I do say so myself. Professor Dumbledore has come to me with a very important matter that needs tending to straight away. You look happy, Hagrid. A great man that Professor Dumbledore is. Indeed he is. What seems to be the problem, Hagrid? Autumn, let's feed Fang and I will explain. Okay. After 1 hour. So if I am hearing you correctly, Hagrid, Professor Dumbledore has asked you to find him a new quill. Aye, Autumn, a very important quill for a very important book that belongs to him. And as you saw, he has come to ask a favor of me personally. I would hate to let him down. Do you know what important book Professor Dumbledore was referring to? Best not to discuss it here, Autumn. What with praying ears and all. Seriously, there is only Frank. But if it's the book that I think the good professor is referring to, it's the most important book indeed. The whole future of Hogwarts could be at stake, and I will need to find a replacement quill straight away. How do we plan on doing that exactly? A special book deserves a special quill. One that doesn't require any ink and comes from the feather of a rare and mysterious magical creature, the Augurey. You need to find the feather of an Augurey. How exciting! Will you help me get a hold of one, Autumn? Of course I will help you, Hagrid. I'm always happy to help a friend in need. You truly are a good friend, Autumn. I knew I could count on you. As it just so happens, I actually know an Augurey that might be able to lend us some feathers. Time to go pay a visit to Ariel in the Magical Creature Reserve. And here we go. Oh, hey there, Liz. What are you doing here? I was just taking Sir Rivet out for a little stroll through the Magical Creature Reserve. He tends to get a little cooped up in the Slytherin common room all day, as I'm sure you are well aware. What are you doing here, Autumn? It's not every day I run into you in the Magical Creature Reserve. I'm helping Hagrid find an Augurey feather, so I came to visit my Augurey, Ariel. Wait, you are friends with an Augurey, Autumn? That's brilliant, isn't it? They really are quite striking up close. I have never seen anyone up close before. Well, then today is your lucky day, Liz. Ariel, come on out, wherever you are. Look at her walking style, like a Psy bride. What a beautiful creature, and not at all as sad and mournful as I was expecting it to be. Ariel is the best. Why were you expecting it to be sad, Liz? Surely you have heard the old tales that when an Augurey cries, death is near. Do you believe that, Autumn? No, I don't believe that. It's probably just an old superstition people tell to make children scared. I certainly hope you're right, Autumn. But just in case you are not, I'm glad that Ariel is in a good mood today. Indeed, which brings me back to the current task at hand. How am I supposed to get a feather from this Augurey without making it upset? The last thing I would want to do is to hurt my new friend. I'm sure there is a human way to get a feather from your Augurey, Autumn. Here, let's discuss. Fine. After talking it through, I know exactly how to get a feather without disturbing my new Augurey friend. We will get Ariel to lead us to its nest. Yes, there is bound to be a feather just lying around for us to pick up there. There is only one problem though. What's that, Liz? Auguries are very shy and reclusive creatures, and getting Ariel to lead us to its nest will not be easy. Well, it will be easy for me, not until we are truly bonded with the creature and earned its favor. That's true, Liz, plus Ariel is my friend, and I don't want you to think we are taking advantage of it. Let's meet back at the library so we can research ways to earn this Augurey's trust. And this is the library. I thought I just heard a frog croak. Did you hear it too, or am I imagining things? You are imagining, madam. I'm reading about Roderick Plumpton, who is in addition to playing Quidditch, was also an excellent painter. Is that so? Oh, good, you are here, Tom. Now we can get started researching ways to bond with your Augurey. Judging by these open books, it appears you have already gotten a head start. Have you learned anything useful? As a matter of fact, I have learned one interesting piece of information. According to this book, why I didn't die when the Augurey cried. Auguries are not an omen of death. I told you so, Liz. That's just a misconception. As it turns out, the only thing that an Augurey's cry foretells is the rain. Exactly. I knew it was just a superstition. They are like peacocks. Still, it's good to confirm that if Ariel ever were to cry, it wouldn't mean certain death is near. Clearly, Sir Rivith agrees with you, Autumn. Why is she coming over here? Do my ears deceive me, or did I just hear a frog croak from somewhere in this general direction? No, it's my stomach. A frog? No, what you heard was just me clearing my throat. Rabbit? Oh dear, you sound so froggy. I recommend a spot of tea with honey if you feel a cold coming on. Thank you for that advice, Madam Beans. I think I will do just that later. And we escaped her wrath. Whew, that was a close one. Thanks for covering for me, Autumn. And covering for Sir Rivith too. Of course, but we would better do what we came here for before Pins catches on and comes back. Let's read off on ways to bond with this Augurey. After reading all these books about Auguries, I think I know how to bond with Ariel. Since an Augurey's diet consists of insects, flies and fairies, we should take Ariel out hunting for a meal. I hope she doesn't eat my fairy. That's brilliant, Autumn. If we act like part of your Augurey's flock, maybe it will treat us like part of its flock. Yes, and then hopefully it will feel comfortable enough to lead us to its nest. Even Sir Rabbit thinks this is a good plan, Autumn. And here she comes again. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you sound even worse than when you arrived, Miss Ray. Perhaps you should go visit Madame Pomfrey in the hospital wing for a soothing cough potion. That's a good idea, Madame Prince. Thank you for your excellent advice. Let's go, Liz. Alright, I believe we are outstayed our welcome here. Come on, Liz, let's head over to Hagrid's garden and go hunting for food with Ariel. You're back, Autumn, and this time you brought some friends. I haven't been able to get an Augurey feather for you yet, Hagrid, but I am making progress with my new friend. I can see that, Autumn. And who might this magnificent creature be? This is my Augurey, Ariel. Say hello to Hagrid and Fang, Ariel. We are trying to make it comfortable enough to lead us to an extra feather in its nest. So we were hoping to take it hunting for a meal right here in your garden. We read that Auguries like to eat insects and fairies. In that case, my garden will be the perfect place for Ariel to find a hearty meal. The pumpkin patch is swarming with bugs, and if you're lucky, you might even find some fairies lurking in here too. Thanks, Hagrid. I know I can always count on you. Are you feeling peckish, my little feather friend? It does. Well, I suppose it's time you went hunting for a meal then, isn't it? Come on, Ariel, let's go catch something to eat. Oh no, I hope that fairy isn't my fairy, Mikan. Wait a minute, it doesn't want to eat or something? Something's wrong, Hagrid. There are plenty of bugs and fairies to hunt here in the garden. But Ariel isn't catching anything because it appears to be unable to fly. That's not good, Autumn. If your Augurey won't fly, it won't be able to lead us to its nest. Hi, I have noticed that myself, Autumn, and I must admit it's a bit troubling. We have got to get a feather to Professor Dumbledore soon. I promised we wouldn't let the headmaster down. I'm confident we'll be able to figure this out quickly and get a feather from Ariel soon. But before I can do that, I need to find a way to get this Augurey up in the air. I believe in you, Autumn. There is always hope when the great curse breaker of Hogwarts is on the case. You are making me blush. You should go pay a visit to Professor Catterburn. Perhaps he will be able to help you figure out how to get this Augurey to fly. That's a great idea, Hagrid. I'll take Ariel over to see him right away. I really hope Professor Catterburn is able to help us figure out why Ariel won't fly. Me too, Autumn. Watching your Augurey struggle to catch those fairies really made me worry. Do you have any idea what might be causing the problem? I wonder, could Ariel be hurt? That's certainly a possibility, Autumn. Although, as far as I could tell, there didn't seem to be anything wrong with its wings. Hopefully Professor Catterburn can shed some light on the situation, and thankfully here he comes now. Miss Ray, Miss Tuttle, it's always a pleasure to see my students engaging in extracurricular projects. Just look at this stunning creature you have brought with you today. It's absolutely marvelous. Not to mention quite a bit tamer than that quintuped you introduced me to a while back. Kylan the quintuped certainly was a handful, and far less dangerous than wrangling a loose chimera too, as we both can attest. Dangerous? Leon didn't even harm a whisker on Mrs. Norris' face. But something tells me this isn't just a cordial visit. So what seems to be the problem? My Augurey Ariel doesn't seem to be able to fly, and we can't figure out why. We think it might be hurt and could really use your professional opinion. Ah, yes, very interesting. I suspect that I know exactly why your Augurey will not fly. But I will hold my tongue until I have had the chance to conduct a proper examination of the creature. Okay. Alright, I have finished my examination, and now I can say that my hypothesis has been confirmed. What have you determined, Professor Catterburn? What's wrong with my Ariel? Just as I suspected, there is absolutely nothing wrong with your Augurey. But how is that possible? If that's true, why isn't Ariel able to fly? Please allow me to explain. Did you know that contrary to popular misconception, the Augurey's cry has the ability to predict the rain? I know that. As it just so happens, Professor Catterburn, we did know that. I never actually believed the misconception that Augurey's cries were an omen of death. But we did just recently learn about their ability to focus the rain from a book in the library. Very good. I'm glad you are continuing to learn about care of magical creatures, even outside of my classroom. But Professor, I'm confused. What does any of this have to do with this Augurey's inability to fly? Because, Miss Ray, there is in fact an evolutionary purpose behind the Augurey's odd cry. These unusual creatures can only fly when it's raining. Really? So wait, you're saying if we want it to lead us to its nest, we will have to wait for the appropriate weather? As Hagrid said, we are on urgent business for Professor Dumbledore, and we can't afford to just wait for rain. But fortunately for us, I have a better idea. We can create our own rain right here at Hogwarts. Exactly, magic. An enchantment rainstorm. That's a wonderful idea, Tom. I wonder if Professor Sprout would allow us to create one in the Hogwarts classroom. Brilliant. Let's head over there now and see if we can persuade her. If we do, we will finally be able to get an Augurey feather for Hagrid. And here we are in the Hogwarts classroom. After reaching the max level with my Augurey. Hello, Professor Sprout. Miss Ray, Miss Tuttle, and I don't believe I have yet been acquainted with this is my Augurey, Ariel. Miss Ray, in case you have forgotten, this is the biology classroom, not the magical creature reserve. Yes, I am well aware of that, which brings me to the reason we are here. I am helping Hagrid with a very important assignment for Professor Dumbledore. And I need to create an enchanted rainstorm in order to get this Augurey to fly. We were wondering if you might help us to create one here in your greenhouse. That's certainly an unusual request. Why would I agree to create a rainstorm in my classroom? Because Professor Dumbledore and Hagrid need our help, and so does Ariel. And here at Hogwarts, we always help our friends in need. And you are a Hufflepuff. I have called Hogwarts home for a very long time now, as a professor, and even before that as a student myself. And I couldn't have stated it more perfectly myself. Does that mean you will agree to help us? I have decided that I will help you, Autumn. I agree to cast your rainstone. Great. But before I am able to do that, there is something that I need your help with first. What's that, Professor Sprout? We will help. I have been having a bit of trouble lately in regards to some other being with an ominous cry, my mandrakes. Oh my god, I don't like mandrakes. Flesh-eating slugs keep eating them, and I need to use this slug repellent to drive the pest away. Let's spray the classroom with flesh-eating slug repellent, and after that, I'll be able to help you. You have got yourself a deal, I guess, Professor Sprout. Now let's get rid of these fly-eating slugs. I hope they don't eat my flies. That should take care of your fly-eating slug problem, Professor. Indeed it should. Thank you for your assistance spraying the repellent. And my mandrakes thank you too. They do. Now that my problem has been solved, let's see about solving yours. Are you ready to take flight, Ariel? It looks happy. Listen to that cry. Clearly, Ariel can sense that it's about rain. Yes, now let's just hope Professor Kettleburn was right about how Auguries like to fly in it. Meteorologics. I haven't learned this yet.
अरे बारिश हो गई यार, बारिश हो गई, पंछी उड़ने लगा.
Most of the birds can't fly in heavy rain, right? It's working. My Augurey is really flying, and I already got a feather. I'm so proud of you, Ariel. Look, Autumn, Ariel is giving you one of its feathers. It's perfect, and we didn't even need to follow Ariel all the way to its nest. Wait a minute, I wonder then how Auguries are supposed to go to their nest. Do they climb the tree or something? Your bond with the creature is so strong at this point, it must have sensed how badly we needed a feather. Thanks, Ariel. Now that we finally have an Augurey feather, let's go give it to Hagrid.
And finally we got what we wanted.
Hi Hagrid, we are back and we have splendid news. Ariel gave us a feather. That is splendid news indeed, Autumn. I knew all along that you could do it. Ariel sensed it was important, so it dropped a feather right at our feet. Now that is a beautiful feather if I do say so myself. Do you think Professor Dumbledore will like it? I think it will make a perfect quill for Dumbledore's special book. But don't just take my word for it. You can ask the great man himself because he is coming over here now. Oh, hello, Professor Dumbledore. Hello, Hagrid, and I see you have joined by Miss Ray and Miss Tuttle as well. Yes, we have been helping Hagrid find a new quill for you. Ah, yes, precisely the matter that I came to visit you about. Have you found a suitable replacement for me? I believe we have, all thanks to Ottomar. And of course, Liz was a big help too. Here you go, Professor. An Augurey feather. This really is quite exquisite. I dare say you must have gone to great lengths to acquire this rare and precious item for me. It was all quite simple actually once we figured out how to make this Augurey fly. Plus, I knew just how important this assignment was to Hagrid. Your modesty is commendable, Miss Ray. However, you and I both know that acquiring an Augurey's feather is no easy feat. Well, she's my friend, you know. If you would kindly indulge me, I would very much like to hear about your journey thus far.
Fine, as you wish, Professor.
Well, Miss Ray, after hearing your story, it has become abundantly clear that you have exceeded even my wildest expectations in acquiring this quill. Thank you, Professor. I was more than happy to help. I must tell you, however, that unfortunately this feather is not a suitable replacement for my quill. It's not, but Professor, you told me yourself that you needed a special quill for a very important book. Naturally, I figured you were referring to a certain set of items. You know, the ones locked in a secret tower. Oh dear, Hagrid, did you think that I was asking you to replace the Quill of Acceptance? The Quill of Acceptance? What's that? You may not have heard of it, Autumn, but it's certainly heard of you. What? The quill of acceptance is a powerful and precious subject that keeps the very heart of Hogwarts beating. Really? I have never heard about it before. Very mystical that quill is. It's said to record the name of every future student at Hogwarts. Really? Oh, it's no wonder you thought the whole future of Hogwarts was in jeopardy, Hagrid. If the quill of acceptance were to stop working, the future of this school would be most precipitous indeed. Fortunately for us, however, that is not the case. The important book to which I was referring is my diary. Oh, your diary, Professor? When I asked you for a replacement quill, I assumed you would simply go to Flurries and Bloods to pick one up. So wait, this whole thing, it was all just one big misunderstanding? I am afraid so, but while that fact may remain true, I think it's very important for you to keep something in mind. Your efforts here were not in vain, Miss Ray. In fact, quite the opposite. What do you mean by that, Professor? Think on the friendships forged over the course of this mishap, which would not have been possible without it. I certainly would never have met Ariel, and Sir Ribbit wouldn't have met Ariel either. Ribbit? And while I already consider you a friend, Autumn, you have proven the lengths you will go to for the ones you care about, which makes me care for you even more. Thanks, Hagrid. I feel the same way about you too. As usual, things once again have a way of turning out exactly as they should here at Hogwarts. Except for the matter of my quill, but then again, I have been meaning to pay Madame Violaine a visit.
Thanks for watching, guys. Magical Birds of a Feather is complete. Bye.